Hello everyone, my name is Kieran and welcome to the Manchester United versus Sevilla live preview. Yes, we are doing it live, but if you are watching it as a video, then that is absolutely superb. Please do leave a like if you are enjoying this kind of content and you can't wait for tomorrow's game versus Sevilla. We are back in Europe's elite knockout competition. We're back in the knockout rounds, round of 16, and our challenge is Sevilla, who are a very, very steep challenge for us. I mean, I'm going to get into the opposition a bit later on in the show, but make no mistake, this game is not going to be an easy walkover. But thank you very much everyone who is watching. Let's get straight into the preview. Obviously, as I said, it's been a few seasons since we've been in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Last time was when we played Real Madrid we played Bayern Munich under David Moyes. And that didn't turn out too well. We got beaten there. So we've not been past the round of 16 since Sir Alex Ferguson left in the 2012-13 season. So we need to really buck our ideas up in this one. I think this is where we belong. We're finally back in Europe's big elite competition, and that is what that's what we deserve. That's what Manchester United we've been working towards, and Jose Mourinho is hopefully going to bring us a bit more than the round of 16, possibly getting through to the quarters or semi-finals, depending on our draw and if it's favourable to us. Welcome, Tubes. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? By the way, I'm doing my preview a bit earlier than usual just because I'm going to be going out a bit later on, so I won't be able to do a preview then, but I'm doing it now for you guys, so thank you very much if you are joining the stream. If you don't join the stream and watch it as a video, that's absolutely fine too, and if you are watching, I love a like on the stream. That'd be absolutely superb. But we're in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Sevilla is our opponents, and as I said, it's going to be a tough task, but we come into this with a bit of confidence, obviously off the back of a 2-0 win against Huddersfield, where, yes, we didn't really play the best football and we were kind of dominated by Huddersfield, but we do end up going through to the 6th round of the FA Cup, where incidentally we'll be playing Brighton and Hove Albion at home. But we do come into this game off the back of a win with a bit of confidence as well, so that is obviously going to help the players. Also, it'll be the first time we get to see Alexis Sanchez playing in the Champions League, so some very, very exciting stuff as well. Also, Paul Pogba is back in training today and probably going to be fit for the game tomorrow, which is a big bonus for us because he's one of those players with a lot of European experience and a lot of, he'll be able to calm down the younger players and, play his game, hopefully. Tube says, looking forward to the Sevilla game. I'm really looking forward to it. First time in a while, as I said, we're in a knockout game in Europe, so very much looking forward to it. And we just need, I think, as I say, we need to get that away goal. I think the away goal is going to be key in this tie, in my opinion. And I think we could definitely capitalise away in Sevilla and get 1, possibly even 2 away goals as well. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the test. I'm looking forward to see how our side fares up against Sevilla. I'm looking forward to it. Because in the Champions League, our first, few opposition in the group have been, alright teams, but they haven't been on the level of someone like Sevilla, who are probably just below someone like, Juventus. They've been in the Champions League and in European competition very, very consistently. They've won multiple trophies, so they're not a team to be reckoned with. They drew 3-3 with Liverpool as well, so they're a very, very decent side. Chiefs is our first knockout game since 2014, since the Bayern Munich game, as you said. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. And hopefully with the side that we have, with the squad that we have, we can go a bit further than we did in previous seasons and we can really challenge for that Champions League trophy. Obviously, my expectations are not too high. Obviously, being the first season back in the Champions League for a few seasons and being in the first knockout game that we played in for quite a while. So I'm not expecting a huge amount, but I'd really like to, at least put in a good challenge for, quarters or semi-finals and see where it goes from there. You never know with the Champions League because obviously it's 2 legs, but, anything can happen over 2 legs and it's just about who performs on the day, really. So, you know, we shouldn't give up hope. I think, you know, being positive is the main thing. Tubes says he'd like to get a goal at least, maybe a 1-1 or a 2-1 win. Yeah, that'd be decent. I think, as I say, the away goal is going to be very, very key. Obviously, if you're not familiar with the rules, if you do get an away goal, then if the scoreline is level, then your away goals count for 2 goals. And so, say if after 2 legs it was 1-1, but we got an away goal in Sevilla, then we would go through on away goals because it would technically be 2-1 on away goals. So that's how it works, and that's why away goals are so big in these Champions League ties, really. And you know, if someone goes away from home and beats you 3-0, you're basically out of it, to be honest. Tubes has gone with his lineup. I'll be giving you my lineup as well in a few minutes' time. He goes with De Gea, Valencia, Bailly, Jones, Shaw, Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Martial, Lukaku, Alexis. I mean, that is such a mouth-watering team. I mean, I just wish that team could just play to the best of its ability. And I think if that team did play to the best of its ability, we could be looking at a very, very decent result indeed. And hopefully all those players are on form, although usually with United, some players aren't going to be on top form, which is annoying. But I think that lineup is the perfect lineup, and I think I probably have to agree with that lineup. I don't see anyone in there who would have to replace. And that front three of Lukaku, Alexis, and Martial will hopefully, will hopefully kind of start to blossom more. Obviously, we've already seen the partnership between Sanchez and Lukaku start to blossom, obviously, in the Huddersfield game where Sanchez played a lovely pass through to Lukaku for his goal. And that partnership looks like it's starting to become, coming into fruition. So hopefully it can continue that. And hopefully Lukaku can get some more Champions League goals. But I do think Sanchez is a player who's really going to help us and boost our squad going into the Champions League. Obviously already having Champions League experience with Arsenal. Scored against the likes of Bayern Munich as well. So, you know, he's got experience. He's definitely got Champions League experience. It's very, very good that we have brought him in. Chooses Sevilla is trickier than Barcelona and Porto, but as difficult as Juventus or Barcelona. I agree. I think... yeah, but not as difficult, sorry. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think, you know, Sevilla aren't on the level of someone like Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, but they're definitely a tricky tie. They've got some very, very decent players, and especially at home, their home record this season has been absolutely phenomenal. You know, they haven't lost at home for quite a few games, so their home is something of a fortress, which we're going to try and have to, you know, we're going to have to try and break down tomorrow night. And it's going to be interesting to see how we do it. And how Jose Mourinho lines up. I would love him to line up like that, but you know, it'll be interesting to see how he goes about it. Will he, you know, sit back a bit more and be more defensive like he has done in these big games before, or will we try and go at Sevilla and see how many away goals we can get? It's going to be an interesting one to see how Jose Mourinho tackles it. Tubes says Will Griggs on fire. Yeah, obviously, man, Wigan Athletic beats Man City, knocked them out of the FA Cup, which has now made Manchester United favourites to lift the FA Cup, and has also made the cup a bit more winnable. But you know, that is a very, very good news. And Will Grigg absolutely, you know, taking the one chance they got, the one shot on target that they got. Very, very happy with that. Welcome, Alex Burke. Welcome to the stream, mate. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for joining. Please leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Alex says Sevilla are basically a better version of Celta Vigo. I think we definitely need to respect Sevilla. They've got a lot of talent in their squad. They played against Liverpool earlier in the Champions League season and did very well against them. And Liverpool are quite a difficult team. So, you know, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. But, you know, we need to... we need to just make sure we go on our best performance, especially away from home, because if we do concede that first goal, it could be very, very difficult to get back into it. As our record suggests this season, when we have not scored the first goal and when we've conceded the first goal, we've definitely not done as well. So we need to get that first goal, and I think if we do get that first goal, we'll start to control the game and implement the Jose Mourinho game plan a bit better. Chew says, Aguero needs a ban on for attacking that support. That Man United players, Man City players kept calm and didn't retaliate when Bristol City fans invaded the pitch in December. Oh, Man United, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was true. Obviously, the Bristol City fans all invaded the pitch and they were really happy about it. But it does seem like Man City were very, very annoyed about that. Obviously, the red card as well. What are your thoughts on the red card, by the way? Did you think it was a red card from Fabian Delph? And you know, Man City dominated the game anyway, created loads of chances, so they don't really have an excuse for losing that game, in my opinion. Oh yeah, and all the tunnel bust up as well. I tell you what, if that was Jose Mourinho, then he'd be getting like a fine and a touchline ban from the FA. So it's just ridiculous, the hypocrisy of it. Alex says Arsenal have a great chance on Sunday. I agree, mate. Arsenal do have a good chance. You know, I think they're in alright form at the moment, obviously playing on Thursday nights, but still beating that team Ostersund's 3-0. And they definitely do have a chance against Man City. And, you know, it's going to be an interesting final. Both teams who, you know, one team who on form this season you would expect them to win, but Arsenal seem to be pretty good at, Arsenal seem to be pretty good at these sort of finals at Wembley. Already beat Man City at Wembley last season in the semi-final of the FA Cup. So, yeah, it's Mickey Cup time. I'm not sure if he's cup tied. He might be, actually. You might be right. I think, yeah, Mkhitaryan did play in the, you know, in the Bristol City game, didn't he? So, yeah, he could well be cup tied. So that might be a blow for them, or not a blow for them. We don't know. Yeah, it would be funny if City lost 2 cups in a week. That would be hilarious. I mean, it would just mean that they can't do the treble, and the treble winners of 1999 are protected and just stay intact. But ultimately, you know, Man City, they're probably going to go on to win the league. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League, but they are going to go on and win the league. And, you know, they have played really well. But it does seem that if you play the right way and restrict them and, restrict them and frustrate them, you can get a good result over them. So, yeah, it just shows. Alex says he'll be supporting Barcelona tonight. Obviously, Chelsea playing Barcelona in the Champions League. Another big Champions League game, which we will be entertained by today. And I will be supporting Barcelona as well, as Tubes will be. Yeah, I'll be supporting Barcelona. I want them to absolutely crush Chelsea, because obviously we play Chelsea in our next Premier League game on Sunday, so we want them to be absolutely run ragged. Also, a few injuries would not go amiss. Obviously, I don't want to do the Pogba thing and wish injuries on them, but if possibly Eden Hazard could be out of the Manchester United game for some reason, that would be brilliant, because he's really their main focal point. Without him, they can't really create that much chances. So if Eden Hazard is out of the game, then we'll definitely win the game. Alex says he can't wait for Chelsea to get exposed. Yeah. Antonio Conte says he's having sleepless nights. Well, if Chelsea get beaten handsomely, then he'll be having some more sleepless nights. Obviously, having to go to the new camp and get a good result, I don't think in Chelsea's situation is possible. They've done it before, but that was when they had a much more spirited side. So yeah. She says Pep goes on about rough players. City players are dirty too. Company and fun, and yeah, no, they were very, very dirty actually. You know, going in with these big tackles, and you know, also I saw a lot of them going down quite easily as well. So you know, there's a lot of hypocrisy, especially around Pep Guardiola. I realised I wasn't in the middle of the screen there, but there's a lot of hypocrisy going around with people like Pep Guardiola and that. You know, saying one thing to protect his players, and then his players going in really physically. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Chief says we need to be beating Chelsea at Old Trafford. I definitely agree. We do need to be beating Chelsea at Old Trafford. And it'll be a game which we could, you know, gain points on Chelsea. And it'll be really pivotal in this top 4 race as well. So, you know, we've got Chelsea and then Liverpool in the Premier League. So, no, do we have... No. I think we have Chelsea and then Crystal Palace and Liverpool. So ultimately, we need to... You know, we need to get, if we can get maximum points out of those games, that'll be absolutely superb, and we would remain in second place very comfortably. But also we just need to kind of, you know, prove ourselves. We need to prove that we can beat these top teams. We have the capacity, because this season we haven't really been doing it, especially away from home. We've been putting in some dreadful performances away from home against the top 6 sides. So we need to make sure we go and play Chelsea and Liverpool, and we really up the ante, and Arsenal. And than Man City when we do play them, and we put in good performances. Yeah, Aguero is dirty. Yeah, I know Man City players are pretty dirty, actually. You know, as I said, the hypocrisy of, you know, Guardiola saying that, you know, they need to protect the players, and then them being dirty players themselves. It's just football, isn't it? It's just football, as he likes to say. Oh, that's just football. Oh, we lost 1-0 to Wigan with one shot on target. That is just football. That is just football. That's the worst impression. Sterling, yeah, I know. I hate most of their players. I don't like Raheem Sterling one bit at all. Tube says we should be beating Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea at home. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. You know, last season we only drew to Arsenal because of a last minute equaliser from Olivier Giroud at the back post. And you know, I thought every time Arsenal do come to Old Trafford, we dominate them a lot. And hopefully by the time they come to Old Trafford, they'll be playing for nothing really, and we can just, you know, steamroll them. And I think that, you know, they don't have the desire. They don't have the They're not, you know, they've got a team of decent individuals, and it'll be interesting to see how they play, especially with Mkhitaryan coming back to Old Trafford. But, you know, at home we should be making it our fortress. We should be making it a fortress, and big teams should be fearing coming to Old Trafford. And that sort of fear factor has gone away since Sir Alex Ferguson has left the club, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get that back with a few wins against Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal as well. We'll probably get that back. Alex says we should be beating everyone at home. Yeah, I 100% agree, mate. 100% agree. We should be making home our fortress. We should be, you know, absolutely tearing people apart at home. We should be, you know, just dominating them, really. And, you know, obviously, you know, our big teams are going to make it difficult for us, but we should be the ones dominating the possession and making it difficult for them. And against Man City at Old Trafford, I mean, for me, the only reasons why we kind of lost that game was because you know, we made our own mistakes. Lukaku made 2 defensive errors, and for me, that was probably why Man City did end up scoring in the end. So yeah, it was more of our errors than Man City being really good. Obviously, they did create a lot of chances, but our errors led to their goals. So Chelsea versus Barcelona. Tubes goes with a 2-1 Barca prediction. I was actually talking to one of my friends who's a Chelsea fan, and he was going to go with a draw, but I went with a 2-1 Barcelona as well, Tubes. Tubes also says that Barcelona win the second leg 3-1, yeah. I think in the new camp, Barcelona, especially in the league, they've been absolutely formidable. So I don't think it's going to stop with Chelsea, and I think they will be the first English side to go out. Alex says, who would you guys prefer to leave, Pogba or Jose? Very, very interesting question. Obviously, I agree with Tubes. I'd love them for both of them to stay, but if one of them had to leave, probably be Paul Pogba, just because we'd probably be able to get in a replacement for him. He is a very, very good player, don't get me wrong, but I think Jose Mourinho as a manager, managing a whole group of players, you know, is more important than just one player. And I think, you know, Jose Mourinho is the kind of guy who has that experience. He'll be able to take us forward. And Pogba, don't get me wrong, is probably one of the best midfielders in the world. But he, you know, if you're talking about one player as opposed to the whole squad, and the importance of one man to the whole squad, I'd say I'd probably get rid of Paul Pogba, and we could bring in a replacement for him. But Jose Mourinho, I don't think we could bring in a replacement who would do a better job. I think you could probably bring in someone who'd do a similar job, but I don't think you'd bring in someone. I don't think you'd be able to bring in someone who'd do a better job or exceed the levels that Jose Mourinho is producing. So that's my take on it. But yeah, ideally, I would like them both to stay, to be honest. Also, there's been a few rumours about possible move of Toni Kroos. Manchester United eyeing up Toni Kroos to bring in as to partner Pogba and Matic in a midfield 3. Now, as good as that sounds, I mean, do you think there's any substance in these rumours, or do you think it's just papers trying to make up a little story mid-season just to, you know, get some more clicks? I'm not sure. Tube says long-term Pogba could be the best option, but then he could leave himself in a few years and join Madrid. Yeah, You know, I mean that is a danger, obviously, with Pogba. You know, he said he wanted to come back to Manchester United, and I mean, he said he didn't really, you know, regret his decision. But obviously, if things go wrong, I could see him just going to Real Madrid, because they'll definitely be open to bringing in someone like Paul Pogba, who's young and a brilliant, you know, centre mid, a very creative player. So, yeah, it's up to him, really. I do hope he stays, and I do hope he, you know, continues to develop as a player. And, you know, become a really, really good player in the long term. But, you know, we'll see about that. You guys said, Alex says we need a player to sit next to Matic, and Tube says Cruz would be great, but I doubt it. Yeah, I do think we need a player to sit next to Matic in the midfield three, you know, to free up Pogba, and also have another passer of the ball who, you know, is really comfortable on the ball. If you look at Man City, you know, they've got David Silva, De Bruyne, they're all really comfortable on the ball in possession. And, you know, that is why they can create so many chances, because they're all very, very comfortable on the ball. And for me, Matic can look a bit shaky at times on the ball. I'm not sure what you guys have to say about that, but I think we do need kind of, you know, we do need someone to be in that midfield who can kind of get his foot on the ball and just pass it around, link up the play between the defence and the forwards, and just sort of calm it down in situations which we need to. Chiefs, yep, Savage, Weghorst, Fabinho, Seri, Dendoncker, all those guys have been linked with Manchester United. Loads of players being linked with Manchester United. And, you know, it's unfortunate this does happen, because most of these, you know, most of these links are just complete and utter rubbish. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but, you know, they have been, you know, there has been a lot of links to Manchester United, and most of those players you've actually listed are probably definitely take at United as well. But it's unfortunate I don't see many of them, if not any of them, coming. But you do mention McTominay, Foster, Mensah, Pereira. Obviously, the younger players at United. I would like to see one of those younger players get into our first 11 as like a regular player. I think, you know, Manchester United has such a rich history of bringing in, you know, young players, making them first-team regulars. People like, you know, Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard. You know, Paul Pogba, you could technically say, although we didn't really develop him fully. But, you know, and, you know, other players who we've sort of nurtured. So, yeah, possibly someone like those guys who, you know, could come in and do a job for us. Alex, I definitely agree, Matic has his moments. But he's a key part of the team. Yeah, I do agree that he's a key part of the team, especially, you know, just playing his role, kind of, you know, just kind of shoring up the defence, shoring up the team. And I definitely think, as I say, I agree, he's definitely a key part of this team. Alex says, choose, to be honest, fan enough of going back to options like Pereira and McTominay. At this stage, we need to sign someone. I mean, it's a point that, you know, the younger options aren't really ready to go into the first team, and, you know, Jose Mourinho especially does like to bring in ready-made talent to come into the team, and, you know, with people like the signings like Matic and, you know, Lukaku. These guys are ready-made talent who've had experience, and they've come into the side and know exactly what to do. The trouble with bringing in a you know, a young player is that they don't really have the experience, and so you know, they don't really have the experience, and it's very dangerous, because you kind of have to, you know, nurture them, and they might not turn out to be the best player that you thought they were going to be. Tube says Fellaini and Carrick won't be playing in next year. I agree. Obviously, Carrick probably going to retire, and Fellaini looks like he's going off to Turkey as well. So, I don't know what you guys think about that. Obviously, Mark Goldwich is buzzing, but. Yeah, Alex says Foster Mensah has to be part of the future. I definitely agree. He's shown a lot of you know, good signs at Crystal Palace that he should be part of the future of Manchester United. Alex also says Valencia and Young should go next season. I think, you know, obviously in terms of bringing forward this team and kind of advancing it with younger players, I'd have to agree. Obviously Valencia has been a very, very consistent right back for us, and I would hate to see him leave. I think he would be a good option to have. But I do think that as he gets older, he won't be able to perform week in, week out at a very, very high level. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Stu says, yeah, we could do with a top-class ready-made signing with the younger guys in the squad. Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, in this cutthroat business, you need, you know, top-class signings which, you know, can come straight away and, you know, do the job for you. It's no good signing someone and waiting a year before they come to their potential. Yeah. Alex says, make sure first choice, and bring in a right back. I mean, that, yeah, it's an interesting one. Obviously, I really do rate Luke Shaw. I think every time he does play with a Manchester United shirt, he's really positive, and you know, he's very, very he's a decent player, no doubt about it. And he will become a very, very good left back in the future. And I really do hope that we keep him and make him first choice left back. I do think he is the best left back at the club. Ashley Young has been doing a decent job for us, but I do think Luke Shaw is the best left back at the club. Tube says, I keep both Valencia and Young next season, but phase them out. Yeah, I mean, that might be a better solution, obviously, kind of slowly phasing them out and easing in the younger players. That might be a better strategy. Not putting too much pressure on the younger players might be decent. Tubal says we don't want to get rid of like 10 or 12 players, be too much rebuilding. Yeah, you don't want a whole squad clear out. We're not really in such a bad state that we need a whole squad clear out. But you know, I do think maybe offloading 3 or 4 players who don't really deserve to be wearing the Man United shirt, or you know, are a bit too old. I think it wouldn't be a bad thing. Alex says, who would you guys sign as centre-back to partner Bailly? Very, very good question. Obviously, we have recently signed Victor Lindelof, as a few of you guys, as you guys have kind of alluded to in the comments. My ideal one would be someone like Raphael Varane. I think Varane is one of the best centre-backs in Europe. Obviously, it's also been talked about possibly Samuel Umtiti from Barcelona being linked with Manchester United as well. So possibly bringing Umtiti in to the team might not be a bad idea as well. So, yeah, any of those would be decent. Tubes also says he played Lindelof with Bayer. I'd love to see Lindelof sort of progress into a decent centre-back, and I do think right now that is our best partnership, and I do hope that tomorrow we see Lindelof and Bayer playing together. Crazy Beats of Gaming, welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Please leave a like on the stream if you are watching. Tube says, I keep the likes of Jones, Rojo, Lingard, Herrera, Valencia, Young. Good depth, plus the youth too, yeah. I do think, you know, it's good to keep, you know, some players for depth, and also that, you know, the youth is also very good. You know, the exuberance of youth, the innocence of youth as well. And I just think that having that squad depth, especially with all the competitions that Manchester United are involved in throughout the season, it's very, very important that we do have depth in the squad. So yeah, I agree. Alex says, I really like both Lindelof and Lukaku. I don't understand how so many people hate them. Lukaku is still young and has definitely improved since joining, and Lindelof looked shaky at the start. But yeah, he's improved. 100% Alex, you've hit the nail on the head, buddy. I think that, no, I mean, if you look at Lukaku scoring, he's got the same amount of goals in all competitions that as Roberto Firmino, who everyone's saying is having a brilliant season. So, I mean, I don't understand that. But Lukaku, I think, is playing really well. Even when he's not scoring goals, he's creating so many chances for our teammates. And I don't understand why people call him like a donkey in that, because he's not. He's been playing really, really well. And I definitely think by the end of the season, he could get 30, 35 goals easily. So, you know, hopefully he does do that and shut up a few of the haters. And Lindelof as well. He's very, very composed on the ball, as Tubes has just mentioned there. I think, you know, Lindelof is very composed on the ball, and as you said, he was a bit shaky at the start, but he has proved his worth. He's really coming into the team, making good passes, and playing well as a defender. And you know, I don't understand why people say he's bad. I think he's actually a really good partnership, and a really good player to partner someone like Eric Bailly. And if you've looked at our recent defensive performances, I don't know why Lindelof, you know, I don't know why Lindelof wasn't playing against the likes of Newcastle. I don't know why Jose Mourinho hasn't really been playing him recently, but hopefully he will get back into the team quite soon. Chooses, I like Lukaku, been solid centre forward for us, can improve too, which means you can get even better. Exactly, he's young. He's only, what, 24 years old? He can definitely improve, and, you know, I mean, you know, the more he plays for Manchester United in this team, the more he'll improve, and I have no doubt about that whatsoever. Tubes also says Lindelof and Bailly will be a good partnership. Lindelof is great on the ball and Bailly defends well. 100%. Definitely agree with that. I think that is our best partnership at the moment. And we do have a lot of depth with people like Smalling, Jones, and Rojo. And that's a great thing at centre-back. We'll always be able to field a decent centre-back pairing, which is good. Alex says most of the whole United Stand chat call Lukaku a donkey. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, to be honest. I don't really agree with it. But I do think the United Stand chat is a bit negative. But you know, I don't know why they're so negative. I mean, I might just be a positive person, but I just don't really know why after a defeat everyone's saying sack the manager and all that. Alex says Bailly is composed on the ball as anyone. I actually think Eric Bailly's been one of our best signings that we've made in recent times. I think obviously his injury has been annoying and has hurt us. I think if he wasn't injured, we probably wouldn't have conceded as many goals. But I think he is one of the best centre backs in the league, and he's proved to be a fantastic signing. And I bet any team in the league, any team in the league would want Eric Bailly, in their defence. And I think they're a bit, I think they're a bit jealous, to be honest, of Bailly, and I think Jose Mourinho and his coaching staff have done a very, very good job with getting him. Chooses mostly nice Sanchez rubbish. Yeah. Welcome PJ7. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Welcome to the stream, mate. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Shub says the commenters say, "Oh, don't drop Martial, but plus why buy Sanchez?" But remember when they said Jose would never get a good signing in January? 100%. I totally agree with that. Everyone was saying, "Oh, we're not going to buy anyone in January, and it's going to be crap." And then as soon as we do, everyone's complaining about something. There's always something to complain about, and I just think, Alexis Sanchez is at our club, one of the best Premier League players of recent times. So, I don't think we should be. I don't think we should really be kind of, negative with that. How's Man City? Yeah, lost to Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup, knocking them out, and I'm very, very happy with that. Also, yeah, what happened to Tottenham, mate? You were 2-0 up, and then you drew 2-2. What went on? What went on with that? Alex says Man United has the most critics. Wait until you see they'll start picking at Sanchez. Yeah, I know. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. Yeah, I just think that a lot of people don't like Manchester United. They want to make stuff up, and they want to critique us really. And I agree. I agree that it's unfortunate that happens really. PJ Sanchez says Higuain scored 2. To be fair, he scored 2, and he could have had a first half hat trick, but he didn't bother scoring the third one and tried to bang it down the middle. So yeah, it's unfortunate for you guys, but going to Wembley, you might have a decent chance. Chief says Will Grigg is better than Gonzalo. Yeah, to be fair, he scored more goals against Man City than Gonzalo Higuain has, so there you go. Alex says whoever we sign, they'll get picked on. Ronaldo isn't great during build-up play. Griezmann and Messi are weak. Can't play in the Premier League. Pogba can't play in big games. Yeah, I know exactly, and I think with players like Lindelof, everyone's saying he was a flop. People like every single sign that we make is put under so much scrutiny when they don't score and they don't do this. But, proper Manchester United fans can see that they're actually playing really well. It's just people who don't actually watch Manchester United and only see the highlights on Match of the Day that comment on all these players and say, "Oh, why isn't he scoring goals?" It's like, well, Pogba's job isn't to score goals, is it? It's just ridiculous. PJ7 says it's not over yet. Juventus ain't going out without a fight. I don't disagree with you, mate. I do think Juventus is going to put up a hell of a fight. They're a very, very good team, and a good defensive team as well. Although you did let Harry Kane. Harry Kane's a decent player as well. So it's unfortunate for you. He did round Buffon. Yeah, Spurs played well. Credit to them. They did play really well. I wasn't expecting them to play that well. Although when Juventus did go 2-0 up, I was thinking, trouble for Spurs. And if Higuain scores that penalty, makes it, 3-1 or whatever it is, it could have been night for Spurs in the Champions League. But they came back into it, and fair play to them. It's going to be an interesting game at Wembley next week. Oh yeah, you were missing Matuidi and Dybala as well. Dybala is a player which we've been looking at as well. Manchester United fans have definitely been looking at. We've been looking at on the channel, and I really like him to come to United. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't do that well in the Champions League. You can come to United. Chiefs says Spurs were missing Alderweireld. That's true. Also, another player which we've looked at on the channel and sort of featured as someone who has been linked to Manchester United as well. So a lot of links, as you can see, to Manchester United. But yeah, also guys, getting back onto the Sevilla game, I am going to give you my lineup for this preview. So, let's go for it. Obviously, I did agree with Tube's team, which he mentioned earlier in the stream, but I'm just going to re-say it. De Gea in goal, right back Valencia, Bailly and Jones at centre back with Luke Shaw at left back, and then Matic, Herrera and Pogba in the 3, with Martial on the left, Sanchez on the right, Lukaku up front. That is who I think we should play in tomorrow's game. If you guys have any kind of, you know, difference in opinion or want to get your lineups in the live chat, then please do. And while we're here, I may as well give you my score prediction for the game. So ultimately, it's going to be a very, very difficult game. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be a hard-fought game. Sevilla are not going to want to lose their home record, and they're going to want to really put pressure on us. So we have to be wary of that. But with our quality on our squad, there's no reason why we can't put a very, very good performance in, and there's no reason why we can't beat them quite well. So for me, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I think Lukaku's going to get on the score sheet. I think Alexis Sanchez as well is going to score for United. I do think Sevilla is going to score, but they'll probably score. They won't score first. We'll score first, kind of early on, and it'll be 1-0 at half time. Then, quite close after half time, we're going to get a second goal. Then Sevilla late on are going to get a goal, and it'll be 2-1. Alex says, to be fair, I definitely agree with Conte saying Barca a week without the ball. Obviously, Chelsea playing Barcelona tonight. I do agree that, you know, Barcelona are kind of weak without the ball. They're not as, you know, with the ball, they're absolutely superb. Probably one of the best teams in the world at keeping possession. But, you know, without the ball, they have to work really hard. And their defence is all right, but it's not something to behold. So, yeah, they have to be wary about that. And I definitely think that, you know, Chelsea being at home have a bit of an advantage. Obviously, with Messi as well, not scoring against Chelsea in 8 attempts. Ridiculous, that. So, yeah, I do think that Chelsea have got a decent chance. Yeah, Kale dominating Messi. I mean, Kale couldn't even dominate Nathan Ake. Never mind Lionel Messi. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it'll be an entertaining game tonight. Yeah, it'll be an entertaining game, which I'll be looking forward to watching. But yeah, what are your score predictions? Get your score predictions in the live chat. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. What score do you think the game tonight is going to be? And if you are watching this as a video and you've got this far, thank you very much for watching. And get your score predictions as well down below. And yeah, if you are watching as well, leave a like on the stream and the video if you are enjoying this kind of content. I've also noticed that I've lost quite a few subscribers. I'm not sure if that's because you know, people have just been unsubscribing or if it's some sort of glitch. But I had 280 subscribers at the start of today, and now I've got like 271. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we do get to 300 by the end of February, which is you know, 28. Which is on the 28th, no, the 29th. So I don't know how long ago that is, but I would love to get to 300 quite soon. But yeah, Tube says no. Alex says Chelsea 3-1 Barcelona or 2-0 Barcelona. So he's going for a Barcelona win, and quite a convincing win. And if Barcelona win 3-1, I think Chelsea may be out of the tie. I mean, 3 away goals would be, yeah, pretty devastating for them. Chiefs goes with Sevilla 2-1. Manchester United agreeing with me, as we saw earlier in the stream. You know, 2-1 to United. Chiefs goes with 2-1 Chelsea Barcelona again. I agree with that as well. Chiefs going with Bayern Munich 3-1. 3-1 against Roma. That's going to be an interesting tie as well. I mean, you know, Bayern Munich, I think are probably going to win that quite handsomely over 2 legs. Alex goes with a 1-0 win to Manchester United. I'll definitely take that result. An away goal is absolutely priceless in the Champions League. And Shakhtar Donetsk 2-0 versus Besiktas. Yeah, I agree with that as well. yeah, I hope Lukaku and Sanchez score as well, and I hope they keep their kind of partnership, you know, blossoming really, and you know, just keep playing well. I just hope they keep playing well. So, you know, if those two have a good partnership, adding in someone like Martial, Pogba, we're looking at a very, very strong lineup. We're looking at a very, very strong team indeed, and I do hope that that is the case. Oh yeah, it might be Bayern Munich versus Besiktas actually. I think it is Bayern Munich versus Besiktas. I think. But yeah, guys, that is where I'm going to end the preview here. Thank you to everyone who has joined the live chat. Thanks to everyone who has joined me in the live chat. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Tubes. Thanks, PJ7. Thanks, Crazy Pizza. And thank everyone who has been watching the stream. It's been absolutely fantastic to hear your guys' opinions and debate stuff with you guys. I will be doing I might be doing a watch along for the game tomorrow. I might be, but I'm not 100% sure. But if I don't do it, I'll be live straight afterwards with the review of the game. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Welcome, Siran. Sorry, I'm just about to end the stream, but thanks for joining the stream, mate. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please do leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys in a bit.